Hi, and welcome to a fairly standard Mad Max review. I'm better when I'm buttered. Mad Max, the game, not the movie, the game, is, I actually think, real quick, Mad Max, the game, may have been better than the movie overall, because I got more enjoyment out of this game than I did out of watching the movie. Now, the movie was good, the action was great, but the story was shit. The story in this one, a little bit better, because it actually focused on the main character. Not that I don't like Charlize Theron, I do, but this one at least focused on the title character a little bit more, so that was nice. The story in Mad Max, the game, I'm gonna keep calling it that because that's what it is. The story in Mad Max, the game, was very paper thin. Kind of on a trend here with these open world games. Like Metal Gear was paper thin, and Metal Gear as well is kind of very minimalistic. Pretty much it actually kind of starts the same way the movie did, where Max is, kind of minding his own business, and all of a sudden he's being chased. Someone takes his car. They leave him for dead. Then he has to fight this guy, and he puts a chainsaw to his head, and the guy amazingly lives to talk about it. And that's not a spoiler, that actually happens in the game, right at the beginning, the opening cutscene, that's what that happens. It's actually pretty freaking cool. But, and so pretty much for the story, you spend most of the game trying to get your car back, the Interceptor. You spend most of your time in-game trying to get your car back, trying to take down Scrotus, pretty much trying to get scraps, get help from others, to pretty much build up the new car that you have, which is actually from a guy named Chum Bucket, who's like a black thumb or a black finger, I forget what he said.
I know you. Yeah, I spied you in the long lookers. They left you for the blowflies, and they snatched your ride, and now you'll be looking to snatch it back. That's what the prophecy says. You're the driver.
That's right.
Then Chum Bucket is your man. I'm your man. Yeah, yes, I am. See, I have a vehicle that can take you to your car. I do sing. That's right. See, she's not running now. Sorry for that. I came here for the part. You see, I'm a black finger. I can make it work again. And
Chum Bucket, who's pretty much with you till the end, is one of the more colorful characters in this game, which is actually a good thing because some of them are just kind of plain and kind of boring. And I'm gonna make another comparison to the movie because everyone else has. There's like no female characters in this, like strong ones. There's one or two.
You're not gonna die on me, champion. Not yet. You'll get well. And when you do...
I can't do nothing for you.
Yes, my child. You will help me get her back. As soon as I get you fixed up. Stand up!
Who there?
You're too strong to break now.
Oh, it's you.
Abdominus, organic mechanic. My champion, he's wounded.
We didn't even left on my doorstep.
This one, or you'll end up more of a mess than him.
Let's get him to the chair. Huh?
Like, a lot of people have been bitching about that. That doesn't bother me. Because, in the title it says, Mad Max. So I kind of think the story should pertain at least mostly, or at least halfway, to him, which the movie didn't do. It was mainly Furiosa's story. And Max was like the third string quarterback who was just kind of like, yeah, I'm here, I'll help out when I need to, like through the action, but that's about it. There aren't that many memorable characters in this game. Like I said, the story is just kind of paper thin, so pretty much the only characters of note are Max, Chum Bucket, who hopes to fix your car all the time, Scrotus, who's the main villain, who, again, I say you put a chainsaw in his head. That's awesome. that's kind of, and then there's a chick you meet at I think it was the first outpost thing, Jeet's outpost, I think. Her name's Hope, and she has a daughter, and you meet her, and that's supposed to pertain to, Max's need to not have anyone with him, really. I know I'm not saying it right, but because everybody Max has dies. Everybody who gets close to him, he loses, so he tries to, push people away.
Your machine is gone. You were betrayed. So what? Stay with us. Make a life. When are you gonna have another chance?
Our contract is done. Hey.
It's a present. For you.
Together we can build more than a life raft.
But again, as I said, most of this game is spent going out into the world and getting scraps, getting car parts, getting, whatever you need to build your magnum opus. And that's pretty much it. That's what this game is. It's a fetch quest, but it's a fun one because the open world that the wasteland is pretty fun. It's kind of bland, but it's supposed to be because it's a desert. It's, what do you want? It's got a desert. It's got constructions and stuff, and it's pretty cool actually because there's outposts you can take down. There's top dogs who you have to take out. Scrotus's lieutenants. And it's a good open world. It's filled with things to do. Like every time I was going to do something, oh, you got to go here and get that scrap. There was always something that I could do on the way to that. There was bad guys, Scrotus boys, going that way, or coming at me. And they're like, oh crap, gotta get that guy because we don't know who he is. Get his scraps. And there was always something to do. You can take down their cars, take down the vehicular combat is quite entertaining in this game. It's a lot of fun. My only problem actually with the vehicles were there's no handbrake, so that kind of bothered me a little bit. So it was just your gas and your brake and no handbrake. So unless I missed it somewhere, it was weird.
Paint my name in their blood. Paint my name.
Do it. The only thing you know how. Kill him. Take his life like he took ours.
I don't know. It's just a fetch quest thing. There's a lot of fetch quests, a lot of go get this, go find that, go get this for me, stuff like that. You're pretty much just trying to get your car back. So it should be titled Mad Max, Get Your Car Back. But it's good. I enjoyed it. It's not a game for everybody because not a lot of people are gonna be like, well, I don't want to go get this. I don't want to go get that. This is boring. And that's fine. Then it's not your game. So rent it at Redbox, see if you like it. If you don't, boom, you don't have to buy it. If you do like it, then buy it. I did. I liked it. It was good. It's worth an afternoon, or 2, or 3. Moving on to gameplay. Now the on foot stuff is, a lot of people have been bashing it. I don't have a problem with it. It's fine. It was they took kind of the Batman Arkham Asylum mold and said, all right, well we're going to take that. We're going to do, the X buttons the attack, Y buttons counter. I forget what B. Oh, B is a shotgun. And then A is just A. I forget what A is. Combat is a lot more brutal than Batman. You know, Batman's crushing people's heads into walls, but you know, you're shotgunning guys, you're stabbing them in the head with shivs, you're, you know, oh, snapping the neck, you know, good stuff. A lot more brutal, and you know, a lot of people were bitching, oh, you just press the X button a lot. No, yes and no. Eventually there's a bit more intuitiveness to it. Like, you really got, like, early on you're going to be pressing X a lot because you don't really have that much to do, you know, your upgrades, but eventually it gets, by the end it's a lot more interesting like that. Like, you can pick up weapons, you can counter kills, you can a bunch of stuff that makes the combat much more interesting later on, so you're not just going to be like, you know, on the X button. So now the vehicular combat is, I actually think, the best part of this game. Now, it should be. It's about you going to get a car, so it better be fucking good. As I said, with Chumbucket, he has a car, and you gotta build the car, and eventually you add on things like defensive things, offensive things, you put spikes on your tires, you get new tires, all that stuff. You have all these customization options for your car, and you can do that pretty much in, like, you can go to the pause menu, go to the garage, and it'll take place right then. Like you're say you're in a chase with Scrotus boys, you know, they're behind you, and you're like, oh god, okay, well, obviously you're not run, but you're driving, and they're behind you, oh god, and you're about to blow up, but guess what? Pause, garage, give you a bit more defense, so they can't, you know, hit you with that one more hit and you're done. So, you know, and then it'll automatically do it. You can harpoon guys. You have to obviously upgrade that because it won't do it right away. You can harpoon guys right out of the car. You can harpoon their tires. You also have side flame thing from under the car that'll shoot flames out the side. Nice. Afterburner thing, I can't remember the title. You get spikes on the car. You also get like a grenade launcher, rocket launcher, kind of MacGyver kind of thing that I don't remember what it was titled. Like, they say what it was in the game, but it's pretty much a rocket launcher that Chumbucket has. And there's also a sniper rifle. So if you're going to an outpost and you want to scout it out, and you're like, okay, there's a sniper there. You know, sniper, oh god. Whoosh, jump into the back, snipe his ass, and then you go. It's just a very basic game. It's not, you know, it's not gonna do anything revolutionary, but it's very, very good for what it is the easiest way to say that, I guess. It's a very simplistic game that takes a bunch of things from other people, takes a bunch of things that it made itself, like the car combat and all that stuff. Takes, like, you know, Arkham Combat and Outpost thing. Takes from a bunch of different games and makes it its own. Now that thing that it makes is, I don't want to say generic, because I don't think it was generic. It's a lot of fun, but it doesn't really revolutionize anything. It pretty much takes what's been done, rolls it into one, and says, here's Mad Max. And that's good for being what it is. It's not, you know, Game of the Year material or whatnot, but it is still a very fun game that you should play if you like car combat, and you kind of, you know, like Shadow of Mordor. Everyone likes to say Shadow of Mordor took from Batman as well, and everyone loved that game. I did too. It was my favorite game of last year. But this one takes it too, and everyone's bitching about it. Like, why? Because they oversimplified it. The first Batman game was simplified as well. So the on-foot stuff is good, if kind of simplistic now, considering all the advancements that have been put into each, like the Arkham City and Arkham Knight, and even Shadow of Mordor had a lot that they changed and added. This one's much more simplistic, so it feels a little bit more like, almost like if you took Arkham Asylum, added things to Arkham Asylum, nothing too major, but like you took Arkham Asylum, put it in Mad Max, and didn't really do too much to it, except add a little bit more gore and, you know, ruthlessness. The car combat is great. The only thing that's missing is the handbrake, and the story is paper thin, but that's okay. You know, the movie was paper thin too, and everybody loved that. This game is good. It's not great. It's not amazing. It's good, and that's all it really needed to be. That's all it tried to be. It wasn't trying to revolutionize. It was just trying to be, you know, a solid game that you know, people should play, and I think they should. I think this is a game that, you know, this isn't a game you should go out and buy right away, I guess, you know, because people probably bought Metal Gear instead. In closing, I just want to say that yes, the story's paper thin. So was Metal Gear's. But the open world, it has so much to do, and there's just a lot of fun you can have with the car combat and the on-foot combat that this game really does deserve to be played. And you know, maybe not right away by some people, but it definitely, you should definitely, if you have, you know, a month or two out of the year where it's like, oh, there's not gonna be any games to play, I gotta play something, then play this. Because trust me, it won't waste your time. I mean, there's a lot to do. If you like open world games, there's a lot of fun things to do in this one. So, if I was going to give it a score, I don't know. I think maybe 7 or an 8, somewhere in there, 7 to 8 range, somewhere in there. But it's a fun game. It's really good. It takes up a lot of your time in a good way, you know. So that's pretty much it. I would recommend you play it, especially if it's at your Redbox. Rent it and then see how you feel about that. It's definitely worth the rent. But you know, it's up to you. This is, you know, just my opinion. You just make up your own goddamn mind. So I guess, you know, I'll see you on the next one. Probably Halo 5. You can also do the first-person driving view, and then, you know, you'll occasionally. It's actually very hard to. You know, keep your peripherals and whatnot, and be able to look behind you and whatnot, and keep everything situated while you're in that view, you know, because sometimes you look behind you and you'll be like, oh boy. So I don't use that view anymore.